So guys, we are here. This is my first job. I don't work here currently. I work at a different location, but this is where I started at. It's the patio. So when I first, like back in 2020, I remember waking up. It was May. It was a few days before Mother's Day, because I remember that my interview was on Mother's Day at 3 p.m. But I woke up in the morning and my friends were in a party and they were talking about this place. It was called Culver's. I didn't know what it was. I was just applying because this is 2020 and it was quarantine and I needed a job, so I was just gonna apply somewhere. So I did that and I applied. I wasn't even expecting to get a call back the same day, but I remember that day, me and my mom, we had to go pick up this couch. It was a new couch. It was a recliner couch, all that. We picked up the couch the same day that I had my interview. So I got called in for the interview. I remember I was on this road by my elementary school and he called me and he was like, he said my name. He said, "Is this Jaurice?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Are you able to come in for an interview May 16th? I don't know if it was May 16th. I think it was May 16th. It was Mother's Day 2020. And then at 3 p.m. or was it 1 p.m.? 3 p.m. or 1 p.m. I came in for the interview, but that same day I remember I was going to reschedule the interview because I was scared because it was my first job and I put in the effort of applying to, have a job, but I wasn't expecting him to call me back because, I didn't know anything about this place, and it was like 100+ other people that applied that did not get hired. We had a lot of people. We were busy when we opened. So I had the interview. We went great. It was the owner, and then it was another assistant manager that hired me, and they were just talking about everything, like what I like to do. We had a nice talk. It was in the dining room. I remember exactly where I sat at, everything. So we had a nice talk, and they hired me. So then I'm like, okay, so I think this is gonna be good. So then I had to do the onboarding information, all the information you have to do when you get a job anywhere. You have to do all the information. I did that information at home on the computer, and we weren't opening until June. So this was in May. We didn't open until June. So I did the onboarding information, and then he was talking about like, when can you come in for the in-person onboarding? This is where they get your, they got to verify you, like the social security card, driver's license, or a form of ID, stuff like that. That's any job. So I did that. That was in, I don't know if that was at the end of May or June sometime. So then June come around, it was my dad's birthday. It was training week. So training week come around, that's when we were like training. I was back at the house. I wasn't in front of the house. This is a team member position at the time because it was my first job. I was back at the house, so we were all sitting in the dining room. If I have clips, I will put those right there, but we were all sitting in the dining room and we were watching videos together before we got the hands-on training in the back. So I remember once those videos were done, we all split up in groups. Mind you, we had AM and PM groups. We had AM and PM. I was in the AM part, so I had to be here every day at 9 or 8. And I try not to be late. Don't ever be late too, because it was your first job. You want to make sure they have a good impression on you. So I wasn't late. We finished the videos. I go to the back of the house. It was this manager. Some of y'all know, if y'all watching this video, who I'm talking about, but it was a manager. She wasn't a leader. She was like 19. I was 16 at the time. Just graduated. I don't know if she's 18 or 19, but she was cool. But then she had that attitude. Like, I remember I couldn't bag fries right, so she was like, "You can't bag fries, move." Because we were swapping, so it was fry station, grill, buns, and then middle. That's the leader that did middle. So then we were swapping. I was doing fryers, so I was getting ready to move the grill after. She was like, you can't back fries, move. So okay, I'm like, okay, so now I'm on grill. I hated grill. Like, I did not want to do grill on opening day because it was just so hot. Mind you, I was lazy. I wasn't lazy, but it's your first job. You don't, if you're not comfortable with something, you're not going to do it. Now I don't care what I do in the restaurant because I'm at that level that, if they need me, I have to do it. So, but yeah, I moved to grill, couldn't do grill. But then when I get to Buns was like the ace. That was my station. I knew that I was going to be the best one in the restaurant at Buns, and I am to this day. So, not any competition way, but like, I can help anybody on Buns. If their screen is fully red from all the way from the bottom to 10 to 0, I can get them caught up like that. It's just efficiency and sense of urgency. That's the only way. That's the way to be successful at things in this restaurant. You have to have sense of urgency, awareness, and efficiency. You got to be efficient at it. And the sense of urgency, Awareness is knowing, like, you know, if a large crowd comes in a dining room, you can tell Fryer to drop a half basket. You can tell the floater or whoever is on buns to drop some buns now, because then you can have those buns toasted already. Everything's cooked to order here. So I mean, it's just, if you play it by hand, you'll be good. But yeah, that. So I'm on buns. I was doing good at buns. It was this manager. He trained me at buns. He was great, but he quit the day before we opened. That questioned me, but he quit. So then I worked on opening day. I remember it was 5 to close. I was finna quit that same night because I just thought it was so long. Like, the shift was so long. So I was finna quit that day. I didn't though. You see, I'm still here 4 years. But yeah, so he quit. Opening day, it was this manager. I was on buns. I think it was one other person, but they were on break. I was on buns, and I remember my screen got like this. Mind you, what I just said, I'm the best one at buns, but you have to start somewhere to get to that. So yeah, I could have quit that day with my screen being like that. I could have quit after she said, are you gonna get it caught up? Like, cause we were getting ready to close. That's how busy we were. Every single hour was 1,400 or up. I mean, we opened with 1,500. I can still pull it up right now. Like, it was busy. Like, and I just remember she was yelling at me, getting it caught up. I'm like, instead of yelling at me, why don't you help me? Like, that was the thing about those managers back then. I'm so glad we have a whole set of new team. Like, the younger people are honestly better than the older ones, like me and then a few other people. Like, but she was just so lazy, and she didn't last either. She got caught doing some things that weren't supposed to be done here. So yeah, that happened. She didn't last. None of the managers last. We don't have any original managers from 4 years ago, and that's the sad part. We just lost the last OG. She was the first hire. She quit though. She didn't get fired. She quit in 2023. So that happened. Yeah, so now we're on that. So now let's fast forward a little bit, because I mean, we're gonna fast forward to September-ish. This was COVID year, so I faked, and I mean, they know this now, but I started not to enjoy how things were running here, because some people got moved up and I did not respect them. They didn't respect the team, and I'm all about, you know, making sure the team is first and the guests is first, making sure they're comfortable. Did not respect the team. They got moved up, so I didn't respect those managers, not leaders. So then I didn't show up for a month. I lied and said I had COVID. I did not have COVID. It was a few people around me that had it, but I didn't have it. So I used that as an excuse to not come to work. And this was around the September, October time frame that I did that, because I just didn't want to come here. So I wasn't here for a month. Mind you, I was 16 at the time, so I didn't really, the money wasn't really, I mean, I still had money saved up, but it was not bothering me as it would now. I cannot do that now. But yeah, that happened. And I would say when I came back, I mean, I seen a lot of people getting crew chief. That was a shift lead position at the time. A lot of people were getting that, so I'm like, okay, I think I'll be good at that. No, I was not. I mean, me saying that now, no, I wouldn't get it, because I just lied and said I wasn't here for a month. I wasn't here with anybody, so why would they promote me if I wasn't here? So then that happened. So now I'm still waiting on crew chief. We did the one-on-ones. I had my one-on-one with one of the managers that I was just talking about, the one that said I couldn't do fryer. That's when she wrote it down. Then she just had the paper in the office. So I guess they ordered my name tag like back in November 2020. I didn't get promoted until 2021, and that was for crew chief. So then that happened. So once I got promoted, then I mean, my head was already like this. So now the owner's talking about manager, which I'm 16 at the time. Like, manager, wow, like I'm not even here for a year, so that shows I'm doing good. Like, so I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna deny the offer. I take that offer. So I mean, as soon as I'm watching my crew chief videos, because you know you have to watch trainer videos and all that when you're getting a new position. So I'm watching those videos. Now I'm like looking on the little discover link, and I see all these manager videos on there. Manager level 1, manager level 2, and then all these videos like how to handle guest complaints. I see all those videos on there. So I'm like, okay, let me just watch it. You know, it's development. It's something good to put on your resume. That's what I try to explain to people. Like, you know, this is your first job. Even if it's not your first job, if you're in high school, it's still something good to put on your resume, because we all have careers. I mean, hopefully we do. So it's like, that's something good. Even if you want a career in restaurant, it's still good. You can make good money. So I did that, and I was watching the videos. finished the videos. I'm doing training now, so I didn't get moved up into manager. I'm gonna say leader. I don't like using the word manager, but I didn't get moved up until I had the title in May, but I didn't have the name tag until June. But everybody already knew I was already acting like that, so I'm just gonna say June 2021. So it was a year after I started working here. So it was team member, shift, crew chief, and then assistant manager, all in 1 year, which is good. I mean, and that's how it's been with everybody. Like, even the people that came last year, they're managers now, or leaders. I'm gonna say assistant leader. They're leaders now. So it's like, that's good. So that happened. Now, I mean, I'm still working hard. I think when I got that position, I was going to 12th grade because it's 2021. So now we're in the summertime. Still working hard. And I would say when I got assistant manager, it's always room for improvement. Some people look at it like, oh, once you get manager, your development stops there. No, if your development stopped there, you would never be able to be an AGM. You would never be able to be a general manager. You would never be able to move up. Like, imagine if Apple said, oh, I'm going to stop with the iPhone 2G, the first iPhone. Then it will never be no room to move up. You can't ever stop. You always got to keep going. And that's what people think, like, oh, you're a manager, you know everything. No, nobody knows everything. First of all, you don't know everything. Like, it's not ever going to be like that. You're always going to learn new things. So that happened. And we're just gonna, you're gonna have to see part 2, because that's that part. So, but yeah, I am at the first location, and we're just gonna have to end it here. Looks good still. This location's 4 years old. I really can't believe I'm here still. Also, I did not have this car. Y'all know I did not have this car. I didn't even have a car at the time. I had to work for that. I had something to drive, but it wasn't mine. I need to wash it. But yeah, I didn't have a car at the time. So that shows you, people be like, oh, it's a restaurant. Yeah, but you can make money anywhere. That's all I'm gonna say. It doesn't matter where you work, as long as you like it and it's your passion. Even if it's not your passion, as long as you like it for the time being, you can make money. That's all you gotta do. It's not hard. But yeah, I will see y'all. Just stay tuned for part 2.